again for months. And I think I watched, if I remember right, I think I watched Death Note. And then after that, I wanted to start watching shows. And I had heard good stuff about Attack on Titan, so I tried watching that, and that's when I really. Well, no, I know I watched My Hero before I watched Attack on Titan. I don't know, but basically, now I can't go back to normal shows because normal shows don't seem interesting anymore. So.
I feel like I just can't watch anime. Like, I just don't enjoy the animation or, like...
We just haven't found the right show because I mean, the animation usually doesn't have anything to do with the enjoyment of a show unless it's really bad. And
Yeah.
saying that you don't enjoy
I
anime
just think
is
it
like
seems
saying,
weird. The animation just looks weird to me. There's just something about it that
yeah,
is...
I guess. I mean, that's like saying, oh, I just don't like books, but you can't just not. I mean, you cannot. Maybe you don't enjoy reading books, but if you say you don't enjoy like the stories in the books, you can't know because you haven't read every book, so you can't know what
That's
story
true.
you'll enjoy and what you won't. Considering you just didn't really like Attack on Titan, I'm guessing we have pretty different tastes.
That's true.
So I don't really know what I would recommend you, but I mean I think it definitely helped once I deleted TikTok. It helped me like be able to binge shows again and stuff.
I just thought about this earlier today, and I was thinking to myself, I haven't seen anything on Warzone in a while. And then I thought about it. The reason why I haven't seen anything on Warzone is because anytime that I saw something on Warzone, it was um, it was on TikTok. And I never thought
Yeah.
about how, like, I get a lot of my info on, like, movies and stuff like that on TikTok. If I could only see that stuff, like, only like info maybe on movies, which I know there's like YouTube channels for that, but I just don't enjoy those. Creeper, get out of the way.
Yeah, I look at YouTube enough and I see enough like ads and stuff to know about movies and everything. But the
Yeah.
the the main issue with TikTok just became I would just sit there for like hours doing nothing else because because it was so much easier to watch like 10 seconds of something than move on instead of dedicate myself to watching like an hour of something, you know?
Yeah. I also have never really been able to binge shows anyway. I can't sit down for a like a long amount of time to watch the same show. Like I need at least a little bit of change. That's why I love YouTube because I literally just go between like three different YouTubers just kind of watching like a random video, and then my recommended
No.
is the same YouTuber, and I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna watch this other one.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I know exactly what you mean because there was this one show. It was pretty. It was like decent for. It has 170 episodes, right? It's a decent length. Whether it's I don't even really know if it's done or not. It never finished the story. The manga's still going and all that. But I don't know if the anime's on break or it's actually done. To be honest, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But basically, um, until like until like 113 episodes in, I'd say there were certain parts where I think would be more interesting than others, but mainly I'd watch an episode or two, maybe a few episodes, depending on how engaging it was, and then I'd just like, then I'd move on. But once I got to that certain point, it was like, I finished the rest of the show, the next like 60 episodes or so, in like 3 days.
Jeez.
Because
The
it
show I
picked up.
watched was I can't remember what it's called. It was three-season Marvel show that was about a group of kids that ran away from their parents because it was almost like they were in a cult.
Inhumans?
And no, it's the other
Oh,
one. There's
Runaways. Runaways.
Runaways.
Oh, Runaways was decent. I enjoyed Runaways.
It was okay, but I just couldn't get hooked enough on like the story. Like it was so weird. Like the I got to the second season and it got on to like the dad of one of the people, and all that person did was they they glowed, and then that's it. That's pretty much it. They were just like, oh yeah, we have special effects, let's just use them on a character that needs a lot but like isn't very interesting.
Yeah, that show, I enjoyed it a lot when I watched it. Looking back, it was pretty mediocre. Um, One thing that I actually did think about though, in the last episode of the show, there was like a super big time skip, and then there was time travel and shit, right? And then
Well, I didn't watch the final season. I only got to like season. I don't care if you would spoil it though, because I'm not planning on going back. I couldn't.
yeah,
I didn't enjoy
but basically, there's like time travel and shit, and they ended up having to like go back and save their friend that died at the end of the 9th episode of the season, and this is the 10th episode. And but basically, they went back and
What character
they
Do you remember?
it was the dinosaur girl.
Oh no.
She died
It's
at the end
fine,
of
I
like
didn't like her.
the sixth comic book as well. I read the comic books afterwards, but basically she died, and then they went back, and then they gave it their all to like stop her from dying, but once they altered the past, then they would be wiped from existence, and then the people that they altered would continue living on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I think about it, that it's like you're basically saying, I don't want to live in the world where this thing doesn't happen, because when you wipe yourself from existence, you don't exist anymore. The person, even
Wait a
by
minute, but like if you that's like the grandfather paradox. If you kill your grandfather before your father was born, you weren't born, so you weren't there to kill the grandfather. So if you
yeah,
save
this
them but then you disappear, wouldn't they not be saved and you exist, but then you would also
no.
do that? And
Yeah, see, I think they didn't fuck with that. I think they just said, "Oh, you changed the past; it's changed now," and then they got wiped from existence. That's just how it worked. I don't think it wanted
that's
to
fair.
bother with the super complex stuff of time travel.
The scary
Basically, the
stuff
way I
of
think
time
about it,
travel.
if you were in that position, right, you go back in time and you have the choice to change this thing, save someone's life, for example, save someone that you were really close to. When you save that person's life and then you get wiped from existence, you're basically killing yourself. Because that you that is going to continue living in that world that's going to continue on, that's a different
Isn't
world.
you. Yeah, that's not you.
Yeah, it isn't you anymore, which basically that's basically committing suicide.
Yeah.
That's all that is. And it's kind of weird to think about.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, I
know.
fixed the floor in this
But
cathedral
no, and
because
that show sorry, what?
I was just this world didn't save completely what I did because I got a decent amount of more work done when I first did it, but it didn't save it all. But that's okay. All right, what were you gonna say?
The show is like 13 opening. 170 episodes. 3.5 seasons basically. The 4th season never really finished. It went like halfway through it, and then the show went on break or whatever. But basically, what the part that it got super good. It also, but one of the main reasons I wanted to watch this show is before I started watching it, I heard the 10th opening to this show. And the 10th opening is super good. It's such a good song. I think I showed it to you at one point, but it was just super good, and I was really excited to see what would happen with it, right? And so I continued on, and I kept powering through the show for a bit. It was decent. And I got to this point, and when the 10th opening actually started being the opening of the show, that was when the show picked up. That was when the show got super good. That's the funny thing. It was like it was so hype because every single episode I watched like that entire section like one night, and that entire time I was just vibing, bro. It was so good. I was hyped. I was hyped.
You were
But
hype.
it was like I was hype. But I just enjoyed it so much, bro.
then you can see in here. So if I do this, I miss just build like I remember when when me and Parker was just like like all the time. We didn't even play survival. We literally only played creative and just built cities. It was really fun.
That's
But
fun.
like then we just stopped doing it. And I don't know why.
I didn't have any friends to play with until like 2 years ago. So
I don't know how long ago well, I guess before
however
Spider.
long ago it was when I got my PS4.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. When did Spider-Man come out?
July 2018, I think.
So 2018 is when.
I think so. I think it was like I think it came out like July 2018. Then I got my PS4 in October.
Yeah.
It's maybe like 3 years ago almost.
That and then one here. Did I
It's so
like
much
not?
easier to play things on my PS4 is the thing. It's so much easier to play games.
Yeah. Like
Because I can
PCs have
be in
more
parties with
games,
you
but like
guys, I can use a controller, which is so much simpler to learn controls on.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I can use a controller on a lot of PC games if I plug it in, but whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just easier. It's easier.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about graphics either, because the built-in graphics are good enough for all the games on here.
Yeah. Oh, I built past it. That's not good. 1 week left to